Let me make sure. Okay. So welcome everyone. Welcome to the Plant-Based Nutrition Support Group meeting. This is the Habits series design. And I'm so glad that you guys are here. And like every month, like we have been talking about a habit framework. So far, like we have discussed about how to design a habit in terms of our food, in terms of our physical activity, and especially like when we are stressful, like well, what are the habits that we can build? And um in terms of motivation, like what are the things that we need to keep in place to design the habit. I know like all the sessions we have done this before, and this is the last session of the year in the habit design series. For those of you who are meeting me for the very first time, I'm Dr. Shobha Rayapudi. I'm a both certified lifestyle medicine doctor and also co-founder of Gift of Health, where I actually help people struggling with chronic diseases, including but not limited to high blood pressure, diabetes, heart disease, to break free from those diseases, reduce their dependence on medications, and have more energy. So thank you for joining us today. This is the space where we actually learn and grow together, and also have the support of the community. So it's really amazing to see this, to see the community here. So here today, if you're wondering, uh, like what is that I'm getting from this session, so I thought like I'll just start off with my personal story. Today I know I'm talking about energy. I would say maybe 12 or 14 years ago, like of course, as a woman, you want to take care of your family, you want to take care of your work, you want to take care of your spouse, partner, you want to take care of the home. Like you are trying to manage outside and inside everything. And of course, what do you need for that? You need energy. And a lot of us we look for that energy and think it's amazing to see like how some people are able to do everything, and while some of us maybe just dragging ourselves to do anything. Like, have you guys noticed like when you have more energy, how do you feel? Yes, like you feel happy, right? Like how do you feel?
I feel happy for sure.
You
Yeah,
feel happy for sure.
yeah.
And when you have low energy, how do you feel?
Tired and sleepy.
Tired.
And
Yeah.
I worry, why do I feel that way?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And you worry, right? Why do I feel that way? Like is there something like I can do about it? And I used to feel that, like, no matter, I mean, even though like I was exercising, I was eating well, I used to feel very low energy. And I used to think, okay, it's because of my work. And during that time, like right after our medical school, again, going through further training, having the family at the same time, like working 100 hours per week, it felt very exhausting. And I used to think my low energy levels are because of my work conditions, or because I have too many activities, or I have to do too many things. That's why maybe I'm stressed, I'm burned out. And or maybe like I'm really feeling tired because of what my coworker said, or because of what my partner said, or because of I'm not able to manage my children well. So this is what I used to think. Sometimes we think that maybe having more things on our plate makes us tired, but it's really amazing to see that just a one small shift, how it can change our energy levels. So, like as I was saying, um, I used to think that my stress is because of my partner, because of my work, because of the external environment, or some event or something that can easily drop my energy level. I heard it very hard way that that's not the case. I mean, I'll come back to the story, but like I'm just curious to hear from you guys. What do you think increases our energy levels?
I think exercise gives you more energy.
Yes.
Getting a good night's sleep,
Mm-hmm.
definitely hydrating,
Mm-hmm.
and also the food that you eat.
Yeah. So the food that we eat, hydrating ourselves, exercising, anything else comes to your mind? What else can increase our energy levels?
If you're excited about doing something, like for example, you're getting together with friends, you're going to go for a walk with your favorite pet. Um, so socializing can generate energy as well because you have
Yes.
that sense of excitement.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have you noticed how excited you feel to see your best friend, or meet your best friends or your close
Mhm.
family members? You get so excited that you can stay whole night without sleeping. Like you can chat all the way. And actually, that's what I was doing. Like when I went to meet some of my friends. Like it's amazing to see how all of a sudden we have so much energy that like we can stay awake all through the night. At the same time, have you guys noticed? I know, like when we were young, or when we were new to forming relationships, like having our boyfriends or girlfriends, and whenever there is a breakup, how do you feel?
Well, horrible.
Horrible. You just feel that the world has ended, right? You
Mhm.
don't have energy to do anything.
That's all you can think about, right?
Yes, it's hard to think about, right? So, one of the biggest energy drainers or energy givers is also our relationships. So, our it could be our like loved relationships, or even our relationships with our family. So, at one end, relationships like provide us with a lot of energy, but at the other end, they can drain the life out of you. And here, like I'm talking, like even when it comes to relationship, if I take it to the extreme cases, whether it's of betrayal, or whether it is of separation, whether it is of violence or abuse, in those cases, like you literally feel that you have no energy, like the life has been sucked out of you. That's how you feel. And even when it comes to relationships, we think that sometimes we fall into that victimhood, thinking that it's because of that person, this is how my life it is. And it's very easy to blame. And so, what the scientists did is they tried to measure all these energy levels, and they put it on a scale. So, let's say if you're experiencing any shame, you're experiencing any guilt, or anger or happiness. So, like all of these have been given a score, energy score. So, what do you think is the emotion with lowest energy level? Any guesses? The emotion with lowest energy level.
Regret?
Okay, regret. Anything else that comes to your mind? You're
Uh,
close. You're
a-
close.
Angry? Anger.
Yes. So there is an emotion below anger. Um,
Um, I would say, well, I'm guessing. I'm everything I'm saying right now is a guess, but
uh,
I'm thinking hatred.
yes,
That's an emotion too, right?
that's an emotion too. So, and just as you were saying, Dina, so hatred, fear, anger, and all those things. So the lowest, the emotion which has the lowest energy is shame. So they gave numbers to this, and they gave like energy levels. So, for example, when you look at a dead body, the dead body doesn't have any energy. So that is calibrated at zero. So then shame is calibrated at 20. And then comes the guilt which is calibrated at 30. So on and so forth. Like we have the numbers given, and hatredness it's around 50, and if you double, uh, that is anger. So have you guys noticed that when you feel guilty, shameful, yes, your energy levels are low, but when you move to the next level, hatred is more powerful than shame and guilt. And when you look at fear is more powerful than hatred. Yes, Dina, you were about to say something.
No, I just switched to my iPad, so I don't.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
okay. Okay, that's
I think it like what you're like what I'm hearing is these emotions drain you because they take up a lot of energy to feel that way.
yes.
Um, and I feel like it's very draining because you may stay up at night thinking about it too. Like if you're
Mhm,
feeling, um, I tend not to feel hatred,
mhm.
but I feel sometimes resentment,
Yes. Hmm.
and even resentment is very energy zapping
Yep.
because you want to get rid of that feeling, and so you're thinking of all the different things or ways you can get rid of it.
Mm-hmm.
So resentment is not it's a pretty horrible feeling.
Yes, it is. It is pretty
Yeah.
horrible feeling. And so, just to give you an example, so let's say if a person they just get a bad news that their son passed away in a combat or in a war, and if that person is not expressing any emotions, not crying, that is the sign of apathy or hopelessness. And when the person starts crying, that's when we say that they have moved to little bit upper level of energy level, so which we are calling as grief. So grief has more energy than apathy. And if you notice, a lot of us we actually operate based on fear, and a lot of insurance companies actually they operate based on fear. So fear has more energy than grief. And if you look at anger actually has more energy than fear. The reason, like why am I pointing out to energy levels of different emotions is You would be surprised to know that uh, whether we are I mean, whether we are experiencing anger, desire, fear, shame, guilt, what all these things do is they drain our energy. Even though like one emotion is more powerful than the other or has more energy than the other, as long as we are experiencing all these emotions, like our energy will be always draining. Like no matter what we do, no matter even if we eat, even if we exercise. And one of the thing is how unconsciously we do this on a daily basis. And that's why, like today, when I thought, while talking about the habit design, not many of us are conscious, like how we can actually turn this unconscious things and consciously change and create habits around it. Because all these emotions, it's very easy to feel them and it's very easy for them to run our lives. So, what is that we can do about it? Because if you notice, the moment you get up in the morning, let's say if a thought arises in your mind and you're thinking something of the past that is actually causing you some guilt and shame, the moment you're waking up in the morning, like you are in that lower energy level. And let's say, even if you think of the future, or if you're thinking about the to do list, okay, like I have to run to my work, I have to finish this email, or I have to respond to that, or I have to. So, even when you're thinking of the to do list, it is causing anxiety. So, when your mind is either going to the past or going to the future, what is happening is there is a lot of energy drain that is happening, which we think that it is normal, and which we do it quite unconsciously on a daily basis. But what do you think is one thing or one shift that can actually boost your energy levels? For now, I know like you guys have stated like how different things can zap your energy and how different things can give you energy. You guys have mentioned about food, exercise, um, social connections, meeting with family members. But there is one missing piece, and which is very important source of energy, which we miss so often. Can you guys guess what that might be?
Um, Trying to shift your mind away from the thoughts,
Okay.
the past, uh, and then you're bringing it into your future. It's hard to do, but what I'm thinking of is maybe meditation. I don't know if that would be the answer. Trying to
Okay.
focus
Yeah.
your
So what
mind
I'm
on
hearing,
something pleasant.
yeah, so what I'm hearing is bringing the mind to the present moment.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Bringing the mind to the present moment, it gives us a lot of energy. Because when you're going into the past, experiencing that guilt, shame, fear, or sometimes even you experience happiness too when you're thinking about happy events. And bringing the mind to the present moment, it gives you a lot of energy. So that's what I'm hearing. But how easy do you think is to bring our mind to the present moment? And all throughout the day, how often do we do that?
I think it's sometimes during the day you're busy. It's easier to be busy these
Yes.
days because if you have nothing to do, you just turn on YouTube,
Yes.
so it's almost like your mind is always preoccupied.
Yes.
And I don't think that's always a healthy way to be present because you're not really, you're just, occupied.
Yeah, we are just
Um,
occupied. We are just avoiding, so to speak. Like we are
mhm,
just jumping
mhm.
from one thing to the other. So that is what is called as attention deficit or our awareness. So when they did studies on burnout, they said we are not burning out because we have too many things to do or we are stressed out. It is because our attention is scattered in so many different ways. So that's why it's just like so many tabs are open. So many of our mental tabs are open, and we are trying to look at all these mental tabs at the same time. That's what burns us out.
Yeah.
So but when we just try to bring our attention, it could be just as you were saying, Dina, maybe meditation, or what you see is when you're trying to bring your attention to either to your breath or like whatever you're choosing, what happens is we are bringing our attention back, and that is just bringing our mind to the present, because present is the time where you have control of what you can do. And you cannot do anything in the past, you cannot do anything in the future. The only thing where you can do is in the present moment. So of all the sources of energy that we have listed so far, I know we might be thinking that particular activity is giving us energy or particular thing is draining our energy. If we club together all of these things, there are we can just categorize into there are four things that actually control our energy. And if we pay attention to these four things, we don't have to think about all the different things, but only paying attention to those four things, we can very quickly manage our energy levels. So can you guys guess like what are the four things, or what are the four sources of energy?
These, excuse me, besides what we mentioned earlier, like
You can also include the ones that we
okay.
mentioned earlier. So I know like one we mentioned about the food.
Mhm.
Lot of people might have experienced like how food can give you energy, and at the same time how food can take energy. Have you guys experienced like after either during your Thanksgiving or Christmas dinner or Easter, when you have that big feast, how do you feel after?
Sleepy.
Sleepy, you just want to go and sleep, right? So you just feel so lethargic. So there are certain kind of foods that actually give us energy, and there are certain kind of foods which zap energy from us. So as long as we are consuming fresh foods, foods that have high energy, or we call them as prana, foods that have high prana, when you eat those, your energy goes up. But when you eat foods that have low prana, so anything dead, decaying flesh, or like let's say when we are eating animal based foods, which are nothing but dead, decaying flesh, and where you're like putting taste to it, or deep frying it, or putting or adding fat, sugar, salt, and eating them, like what happens is that is actually zapping the energy out of you. And the other thing is when you're eating those processed foods, what happens is processed food, it when you look at processed food, you have to remove the outer covering of it, which is rich in vitamins, minerals, and you have processed the food where like mostly the carbohydrate part is stored, which gives you the calorie, but you have lost all the major vitamins, minerals, fiber. So when you eat those kind of foods, processed foods, what happens is that food actually takes the energy from your body to produce the enzymes, or to help digest the food. So that's why whenever we are eating those processed food, what happens is we actually feel like our energy, so you actually don't feel good, even though while you're eating it you feel that okay, it's satisfying your craving, but ultimately what happens is you actually feel very low, very lethargic when you're feeding on processed foods. So again, with when it comes to the food, too much food can drain your energy. So it's the right amount of food and the right type of food that can provide you the energy. So that's with the food. Uh,
Can I mention something?
sure.
In this space,
Mhm.
in regards to food, like for me, and I don't think it affects everybody the same way, but the way I food combine can make me feel really tired too,
Hmm.
even if it's like healthy food. For example, if I make nice cream
Hmm.
and I add peanut butter to it, so it's like high sugar fruit
Yes.
and a high fat food, that combination will knock me out.
Yes.
So I think food combining is important.
Yes. And just now, what you mentioned, Dina, is yes, even though we are eating plant-based foods, so again, it's noticing like at what level it is processed and like how much of processed foods we are eating. What you would notice is when you're eating fresh, whole plant-based foods, your energy goes up. But when you're eating processed plant-based foods, your energy goes down. And that's a perfect example when you add the peanut butter, when you add more fat, more sugar, what happens is your energy goes down. That's an excellent example. Um, that's what happens with food. And the second thing, so one is food. Can you guys guess what's the second source of our energy levels?
We had someone say sleep.
Sleep.
Mhm.
Excellent. So when you look at sleep, have you guys noticed when you didn't sleep well the last night, the next day, you don't feel like exercising, you don't feel like eating healthy, and you're so drained of energy, you don't have energy for anything else. Everything goes down the drain, and you're so irritable, you're so moody, you snap so easily, like when you didn't have a good night's sleep. Have you guys noticed that?
Yeah.
So
And you eat
actually,
more too.
you eat more too,
Yeah.
yes, because I know, like in one of our talks, in my sleep talk, like I did an extensive talk on sleep, like how sleep affects every part of our organ, how sleep affects our hormone levels, how sleep affects our hunger hormones, and especially people who don't sleep, their hunger hormones goes up. They actually eat twice uh, uh, more than the regular people. Like if you compare people who have good night's sleep and who didn't sleep well. So like since I did an extensive talk on the sleep, like I won't go too much detail over here, because we also describe different sleep chronotypes and like how sleep can affect everything. So here, sleep, I call sleep as a mother of all lifestyle pillars. If our sleep is not taken care of, it's so easy. Uh, Everything is affected. Our food is affected, our exercise is affected, our energy is affected, everything is affected. At the same time, have you guys noticed what happens when you sleep more than 9 hours?
You're more tired.
You're more tired,
Yeah.
right? Yes. So again, when it comes to the sleep, having that optimal amount of sleep, and also a lot of people mistake that as long as I'm having 8 hours of sleep, it's okay. It doesn't matter whether I'm having that 8 hours of sleep in the morning or whether I'm having 8 hours of sleep during the night. If we are not following the circadian rhythm, that is the biggest energy drainer. And this you will find in people who work night shifts. So even even though you're working on weekdays for night shifts and weekend, you're again trying to turn back to your circadian rhythm. What happens? It zaps the energy out of you. So sleep is also a very big factor in energy level. So food, sleep, any other things that
I,
come.
I find with sleep, if I don't have a certain amount of exercise in my day, like exercise is what helps me fall asleep. If I fell short,
Mhm.
it'll take me hours to fall asleep. So I have to make sure that my energy, my exercise level meets my minimum quota.
Yes, I'm glad you
Yeah.
mentioned that, Dina. So, if our physical body is not tired,
Mm.
we we won't get that restful sleep. Have you noticed when you were kids, did you have any sleep problems? The moment your head was on the pillow, you were just knocked out because we were so physically active. I know, like with um, with current generation of kids, that's not the case. I mean, when it comes to the amount of physical activity that they're getting is nothing compared to what the kids used to get decades earlier. So even with that shift, what you would notice is technically, like, we want our physical body to be on treadmill and our mind to be relaxed, but we are sitting on our couch and our mind is on the treadmill. That's what we are doing, even though it's the opposite that we want to do. So that's what is draining our energy, since our mind is continuously on the treadmill, going to past, future, and thinking of different things. Multiple tabs are open in your brain. That's what is draining your energy, even though while you're sitting in the couch and doing nothing. So thanks for bringing that up, Dina. So when we actually uh, do some physical exercise, you see that your sleep has improved. So we spoke about food, we spoke about sleep, we spoke about exercise. Uh, can you think of other thing that actually increases your energy level, or I would say which impacts your energy level?
Can you give us a hint?
Sure. How many days can you stay without food?
I did a water fast for 5 days.
Mhm. Okay,
True North.
yeah. So we
Uh,
can say 5 days, 7 days. Okay, let's say you can also say 30 days. Okay. But beyond that, maybe if no food, you might think you may not be able to survive. How many days can you stay without sleep?
uh, 48, 2
48 hours.
days.
Yes. How many days can you stay without your breath?
Well, not even a day.
0. 0.
Forget.
So I guess air.
Yes, so it's minutes,
It's kind
right?
of interesting that people don't think of that because we take it for granted.
Yes. So, like, even like beyond 2 minutes, you cannot exist if you don't breathe, right?
Mhm.
But how many of you have considered breath as the major source of energy?
I know sometimes, like in a yoga class, they have us doing breathing exercises, and I find it very energizing. And at the same time, I find it relaxing.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, and you're conscious of your breathing when you're doing it that way. The yoga instructor is kind of talking you through different ways to breathe.
Yes.
And otherwise we may not even think about it, and we may not be breathing deeply enough.
Yeah. Yeah. So, breath is the major source of energy. And this is the thing that many people miss. We think of food, we think of exercise, we think of sleep. Of course, they are important source of energy, but when you think of energy, the thing that can give you an instant energy and very powerful is our breath. And once we know how to work with our breath, that actually sets you apart in terms of how much energy you have it for the day. For example, so let's say if I just take you 20 feet above the earth, what would happen?
You could 20 feet.
Yeah. Or let's start from the bottom. So just say if I just take you 10 feet above the earth.
I still think you get a good amount of
Yeah.
oxygen.
Yes. So you're getting enough oxygen.
Mhm.
But as I take you higher and higher and higher, what you will feel that you will feel suffocated. And when I just take you to a space where there is no air, so you can feel the suffocation, and you can see like how easily you can pass out. So, do you think the energy is around you in the air, or do you think the energy is inside you?
I think it's both. I don't know. That's my thought.
Yes. So what you would notice is, of course, I mean, this is like a fish and water story. I mean, just to give you an analogy. So let's say, do you think the life of a fish is in the fish, or the life of a fish is in the water? So if I take out the fish outside of water, you can see that certainly it dies, right? But have you seen any dead fishes in the water? Even though they are in the water, they can die. So you can just say, okay, maybe the energy is both within us and also outside us. And this is a very important thing for us to be aware. So the more air we breathe in is it's just equivalent to more energy we have. So when we increase our lung capacity, so unfortunately, we don't even use 30% of our lung capacity. So when we are able to increase that lung capacity, the more air we breathe, the more energy we get. And that's one simple trick that actually you can get from this class in terms of increasing your energy level. I mean, I know this may seem very subtle, but when it comes to energy levels, breath can actually work wonders. And this, just the knowledge of breath has saved me a lot, saved my life in terms of how I manage my emotions, how I manage my relationships, how I manage my work. A lot of, like nowadays, a lot of people actually ask me, like, how do you try to do so many things and keep your energy levels up? And my secret is how I utilize my breath. So the moment we wake up, so as I was saying, like our mind is racing back. It's thinking about the past or the future. We are thinking about our to-do things, or we are thinking about something that didn't go well yesterday, even though 10 things happened nice, that one thing is still haunting you, which didn't go well. So that's the regular tendency of our mind, like hanging to the negative. But just by utilizing the breath, you can actually bring your mind to the present moment. So, having a breathing practice, which you can do in the morning, it sets you apart. It is giving you that dosage of energy which you can actually utilize for rest of the day. It's just like charging your cell phone. Like, what happens when you don't charge your cell phone? It dies. And we are so particular about charging our cell phone, carrying our charger wherever we go so that we don't miss charging our phone. And the thing is, this charger is always there with us, but we don't pay attention. So the moment you know that the charger is already inside you, which is your breath, and the moment you learn like how to utilize this charge to charge yourself up, and no matter in whatever situation you are, just utilizing different types of breathing techniques can actually increase your energy level. So, do you guys want to experience one breathing technique that can actually bring your energy level up? So we
Yes,
can,
please.
like, we can,
I was hoping you'd ask.
yeah.
It's this is important information because it's not brought up very frequently. The
Yes,
breathing, and even we didn't bring it up. We didn't think of it.
yes,
When you're asking us about energy. So yeah, I'd love to
yes, yeah.
learn. Is this your favorite way to breathe in the morning? What you're going to show us,
Yes.
or?
So I have a routine. I have a 21-minute routine that I use where I use certain deep breathing practices. Um, and also there are different variations of breath, and I combine that with meditation. So it's a like whole process that I use. It's a 21-minute routine that I do every morning, and this I do as soon as I wake up. This is just like my charger, because as soon as I wake up, if I just see this as a mental shower. Just like without doing a physical shower, you don't go out or you don't meet people. I see this as a mental shower. Without doing this, I actually don't even talk to people. So this is like a mental shower to me. And this was the initial thing that I learned, but like as I went further and further, I learned more meditation techniques. So right now, like I have a morning routine where it takes me 1.5 hours for my entire meditation practice. And then there is another set of routine that I do in the evening. So that takes me around 50 minutes. So that's another meditation routine technique that I've done. So like after learning like advanced meditation techniques, like I have come to that stage. But earlier, just started with my 21 minutes of um, this like some of the breathing techniques that I learned. So this is also known as pranayama. Prana means energy. Yama means directing that energy. So in the yogic tradition, it is believed that all of us, we are sitting in an ocean of energy, but we don't have the key how to access that energy levels. So pranayama is that key that unlocks that energy levels, because once you know how to direct that energy levels, you would see a certain rise in your energy. So one of the techniques, this is known as the victory breath. We call this as victory breath. So I'll just demonstrate how it is done, and then we'll do it together, Dina, just to experience this breathing technique. So for this breathing technique, like what we do is we take loose fist around our shoulders, and our elbows are close to our body. Like we are not keeping it like this. We are keeping it close to our body, and we are making loose fist. So here, uh, what I do is I'm breathing through my nose. I'm not breathing through my mouth, and I am taking a forceful breath in. So let me show this first, and then I'll explain. So here what I'm doing is when my hands are going up, three things are happening. So one is my palms are opening up, and I'm taking a deep breath in. And so like I'm taking a forceful breath through my nose, I'm filling up my lungs, and my hands are going up and my palms are opening. And when I'm coming down, again, three things are happening. When I'm coming down as if I'm pulling something heavy. My arms come down and my fist close. And I am doing a forceful breath out. You can imagine, let's say if a mosquito goes into your nose, how do you do? You just expel. So you expel forcefully. So with that force, you are breathing out. So you're breathing in using a forceful breath in, and you're breathing out using a forceful breath out. So again, everything we are doing through the nose. We are not using our mouth at all. So this is known as the victory breath. And this one you can do 20 times. That would constitute one round. And then again, like you relax, you just keep your hands on your thighs, palms facing up. You can just relax for 30 seconds, and then you do second round 20 times, relax for 30 seconds, and then you do a third round again 20 times, and relax. So this breathing technique you can actually employ when you're driving and you're tired and feeling sleepy. You can just stop your car by the side of the road and just do this breathing technique, and you will be amazed to see that your sleep is gone and you get more energy to drive. So this is something that you can employ this breathing technique. Whenever you're feeling tired or experiencing that afternoon slump, again, that's the time you can employ this breathing technique, and you'll be amazed to see that you just get that fresh set of energy.
I wondered if you could do it again with the sound so we can hear.
Yes, yeah. So let me see if I'm putting original sounds.
Just hit the audio up button. You should see it there. Under microphone modes, original sound right there.
So for some reason, I'm not able to see. If Vanessa, if you're able to see, can you turn that on and off? I don't know why I'm not able to see.
I can't turn it on for you.
Okay.
If you hit your arrow, what does it show you, like the microphone mode?
It is just taking me to the okay, noise removal default.
Yep.
Okay, I
There.
see the original sound. Okay, I saw that. Thanks, Vanessa. Okay, so let's try this again. Okay. Are you able to hear now? Yes. Okay. So that's how
Give
so
an idea
yeah.
of the force.
That's good.
Yeah. So
Good
that's like,
suggestion.
yes. So that's like how you take a forceful breath in and you take a forceful breath out. Okay. Now let's do it together.
Do you put meditation music on when you do that, or you just you wake up and then that's what you do, or?
So for the practice that I have, I don't use any meditation music. It's or I don't use any guidance. But this is a meditation technique that I teach people. Like it's a 9-hour course where I teach a breathing technique and a meditation. Like I call this as a sky breath meditation technique. There are like more than 100 papers published on this type of technique. It's a very powerful technique where and as I said, this is a practice. You get a practice of 21 minutes. After those 3 days, you get a homegoing practice which you can practice. It has a set of breathing techniques. It has a set of meditation which you're doing without any music or without any guidance. The beauty of this is no matter where you are not relying or saying or giving an excuse to yourself that I don't have that meditation music or I don't have that guidance.
I wonder if this is going to sound like a really silly question, but sometimes after I visit my son, and I leave at 11 p.m. and it's 30 minutes to get home, and I feel sleepy, dry, and it's very dangerous.
Yes.
And I tried different things to wake myself up, like open the window.
Yeah.
The air is cold.
Yeah.
Or I put music on and I kind of bop on the chair a little bit to kind of get my circulation going.
Yeah.
But do you think you could actually like have one hand on the steering wheel and you're driving, and then with your other hand
So
do the
I
breathing?
wouldn't do it while driving. I would stop the car, do 3 rounds of this exercise, and then start driving. And it works. It works.
So I should do it before I even leave the
you
parking
can.
lot.
Yes, you can also do right before leaving the parking lot. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend doing this exercise while driving. No.
Okay. I mean, not with 2 hands. I was thinking with one hand.
No. So here,
Yeah.
because what is happening is, as I told, the more air you breathe in, the more energy you are taking in. And while you're lifting those hands, it's not only helping your lungs to expand, it's helping and also you're taking a forceful breath in. You're not just simply breathing. You're taking a forceful breath in. And also while breathing out, you're expelling everything out so that your lungs again have the capacity to fill with more air.
And it's not a good idea to multitask while you're driving anyways, so, because that would be multitasking.
Multitasking, that's
Yeah.
right.
But yeah, even back in the day when I used to drive to work, I worked for, when my kids were little, I went part-time evenings. And driving to work, I was so tired,
Yeah.
and it was daylight,
Yeah.
and my manager said, just open the window, let the cold air come in. And that didn't, I never actually fell asleep, thank goodness, but I felt tired.
Yes. Yes.
So two sets of 20.
Yeah. So
Okay.
so each round you do 20 times. So let's do it together. So we will be doing 3 rounds. I'll keep the count for you so that you don't have to count. So let's put loose fist by our shoulders, elbows close to our body. And let me see. Okay. Just take a normal breath in and let go. For victory breath, let's begin. So breathe in. In, out, in, out, in, out. And we keep our eyes closed for this one. In, out, in, out, in, 14, in, 15, in, 16, in, 17, in, 18, in, 19, in, 20, and relax. Palms on your thighs, facing
I did
the...
21.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Yeah. And for this entire process, we are keeping our eyes closed and focusing on our breath, forceful breath in and out. Okay. Now let's get ready for round number 2. Loose fist by our shoulders, elbows close to our body, keeping our back straight. Let's take a normal breath in and let go. For victory breath, using forceful breath, breathe in, out, in, out. In, 18, in, 19, in, 20, and relax. Just observe the sensations in your body. Now let's get ready for third and final round. Loose fist by our shoulders, elbows close to our body, and keeping our back straight. Take a normal breath in and let go. For victory breath, using forceful breath, breathe in, out, in, out. "18, 19, and 20. Relax. Palms on your thighs, facing up. Just observe the sensations in your body. Yeah, you can slowly and gently open your eyes. So how was this?
Just what I needed.
Yeah, very energizing.
Yes.
Yeah, it definitely makes a difference. It would be hard to do this if you had a cold.
The thing is, you can also do it while you have a cold, and that's a good observation. What you would see is like everything is coming out of your nose. So make sure you clean your nose before while doing this. And this is one thing that I have observed from the time I have started doing my breathing exercises. One key thing is drinking water, keeping your hydration, keeping yourself hydrated. And what I found is because of this exercise and more hydration, I started noticing that like I was not having as much cold or flu symptoms. Like every year it just decreased and decreased. So that was a very wonderful observation for me. I was like, wow, like earlier it was so easy for me to get cold, flu, and everything. But since this time I have started doing this, I rarely experience that, like touch wood, but it's that's another benefit of this breathing exercises.
Thank you for introducing it to us.
You're welcome.
Now I'm going to try it tonight and tomorrow morning.
Yes.
I'll
Yeah.
let you know in January how it went.
Definitely. And I would highly recommend, if you're interested, Dina, to also experience this cry breath meditation course. It will teach you a meditation technique, and this routine you can follow. And to the people that I have taught this technique, they got their blood work done like before doing this technique, and just 2 months after doing this thing they were amazed to see that their cortisol levels came down. They were so surprised. This breathing technique also brings your cortisol levels down. It improves your sleep. It decreases your anxiety levels. It has many benefits. So it's an amazing technique. This actually is provided by a volunteer organization. So I don't get paid for teaching this technique or teaching this course. Like all the fees that are collected towards this course are actually used for humanitarian projects. It goes to an organization. It's a volunteer-based organization. So it's an amazing breathing technique that you can learn. I know there are a lot of meditation techniques out there. But this one is a wonderful, like with so many scientific studies and all of
So
that.
you can take it virtually, right?
You can take it virtually, exactly.
And what's the website? And I'll type it in.
So it's like I will put
I'm very
since you're
interested in it.
Yeah, since you're in Canada, you can Google, just say Art of Living courses in Canada, and this comes as part one course. Um, like what I can do is if I have you, actually I can send you information. If I have your email address,
Sure.
I'll forward, like, yeah, if you can share your email address right after this class, I will forward you links so that you can see for yourself.
Great. Do you want me to type it in the chat or just tell you?
Yep. If you can just put in the chat, that would be
Okay.
great. Then I'll just follow up with you and send you the links.
Perfect.
Yes.
Okay, there it is.
Okay. Thank you so much. And
You're welcome.
I will send you the details.
Great. Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to the information.
Yes. Thank you so much, Dina. Have a wonderful day, and we will
Thank
just
you.
wrap this up. Like any questions before we go?
Nope. I think you answered all my questions.
Okay. That's good. Okay.
Yeah.
Then see you. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Thank you
Nice
so